Welcome back to the Otter Creek in Rio Grande and another edition of Scenery Sunday. Now, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. All I know for sure is it's going to involve foam, Sculptamold, plaster, track, cork, and plywood. So the first thing I want to do is I'm scoping out in this trashed out shop area some materials that I can make use of, because everything I'm going to use in this is going to be scrap, every little bit of it, including the track. So I got my eye on these offcuts right here that's been there for who knows how long. I'm going to grab one of those and take a look at it and see what my eye sees and go from there. All right, I think I got two of these. That one looks more usable for something productive, while this one right here, less so. So I'm going to take this one and see what we see. All right, that's for white balance, because this tabletop and the other things in the shot just is always terrible for color. So what I'm thinking is I want it about 32 inches, and that would be here. And I think the depth is just about right. One of the things that I'm wanting to do, that's terrible. One of the things that I'm wanting to do is keep a narrow footprint, because that's kind of what I'm working with up on top of the ridge going around Maroon Creek. And I want to work with foam, and I'm going to put track across here just so I can get more reps in on how I like to paint and weather and detail track. And it's just a good model railroad subject anyway. So I think that's what I'm going to work with, but it's got a terrible bow in it. I'm going to cut this and see if I can't shore this up so that it sits level and I don't have it teetering on me all the time. I'll come back after I've done that prep work. Well, here is the substructure, and it is very crude. You can see nothing to brag about, and in all honesty, I wouldn't even put this on if it hadn't have already happened to be the exact size it needed to be. But it's going to work for my purposes. I think the next step is to kind of figure out what I want to do with the track. I don't want it to be straight, and I also don't think I want it to follow this. A nice gentle S, I think, is going to be the best bet. And this is some garbage track that I've got. I think that'll probably work. I think this is code 40, but I'm not 100% sure. Something like that. Now, I just want to create a road bed. I'm just going to eyeball this. It's noon. I think I'm going to put this out in the sun and let it dry and grab a quick bite to eat. It's like 130 degrees outside, so it ought to be dry enough to do what I want to do next in 30 minutes or so. The cork is dried enough that I won't have to worry about accidentally bumping it or anything. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen next, other than I'm going to start throwing some foam on this thing, and I'm going to try and vary the shapes. I do have an end goal in mind. The whole premise of what I'm doing here is trying to create something similar to what I want on the ridge line going across Maroon Creek. I probably already said that, but sometimes things just need to be repeated, whether you want them to or not. So I'm not going to try and speed film this time lapse just because I really don't know how it's going to go. And I'm just going to pop back in every once in a while once I'm kind of satisfied with the way something's looking, and then move on from there. I'm just about finished with the large foam sections. I'm kind of at a point where I'm ready to let it dry overnight. I've been gluing it together, and I don't know whether or not I can shape these the way I want. As it turns out, it was too hot in here to film anything. I did try and do a little bit of commentary as I carved and glued, but my phone kept overheating because it was just brutally hot today. So here's where I'm at the moment, and it doesn't look like much. And really what I'm trying to do is I have an idea what I want this to look like, and the strata is going this way, and it's going to be a matter of trying to etch in the right group of rocks. You know, like this needs to be multiple rocks, as does everything else. And can I do that and also add in Sculptamold in places, and maybe even eventually pure plaster to get something that looks like what I want it to. So this is the starting point, and we'll just kind of have to see what happens next, I guess. got it roughed in pretty much the way I want, and I think it's looking pretty good at the point that it's at now. So in some of the commentary that got lost because the phone overheated, what I'm trying to do is to see how much height I can get out of the foam in a narrow space. And I was able to get 9 inches out of essentially 3 inches. Because I started with 3 1-inch blocks of foam and then just carved away like you saw. And I think the space that I've got in the layout room, I can get at least 6 of these. And truth be known, there's probably other places I can get more than 6, places I'll end up with less. But in theory, I should be able to go up height-wise another, hopefully 9 inches. We'll just have to see how that goes. Now, there's going to be more to this experiment than just that. I'm also going to, in the next installment, I'm going to work with Sculptamold and regular plaster or some form of plaster, because I want to see, can I cover this and create additional shapes on the foam besides what's been carved into it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a future Sunday.